Hey, welcome back to the channel. This here's Trusted Rust. I'm Bruce, and we're back working on the Moline R, the Project R pulling tractor. But first I'm going to show you what we need to do and what I have done. Some of it, most of it off camera, but well, quick review. This is the engine. This is Z engine. It's going to replace the R engine. I need to get this single front off. I need to get that pin pushed out right there, so I can get the steering off the nose, so I can pull the nose off because I only need the engine. Then the rear end will be sitting there, so I can finish pulling some parts off of it, like the rims and the hubs, the dash, the steering, the post. What else? Probably this clutch cover, my cables, my spare cables. What else? The battery tray parts, the drawbar that's sitting up here. I want these clips for the hand crank. Those go missing a lot of times. What else? I think that's about it. I'm going to keep the steering wheel. Yes, the throttle. And if I can save that shifter knob, I'll do that. They make them new, so you can get them. I'm going to keep the PTO internal shaft. This connects the transmission, or the PTO part of the transmission, to the actual PTO, which the PTO is, looks like I put the PTO in the parts room. And real quick, right over here, here's the narrow front we're going to put on the pulling tractor. Neither one of these tires hold air, so that leads me to what we're going to do today. I don't know how much we'll get done today, but leads me to what I have been doing over here. As you can see, Krusty is back underneath the lean-to. Yay! Right there underneath Krusty was a pile of parts that were in that room right there. I had the orange C10 hood sitting here with a couple of Massey Harris painted wheel weights up against those, or up against that. I got that to my brother Eric yesterday. Today's October 28th. For reference. What else? Oh, so I need a tire for that front end because those are rotten, shot, no good. Well, I put the tire, I left the tire and tube in there, not thinking, because last weekend I was excited I was going to get this thing all buttoned up, and I did finally. So hopefully the battery and the Krusty is still okay on the Formula H. We'll get him backed out of the way. We'll get in there, we'll get that tire, and we'll try and get it swapped onto that front end, and we'll see about swapping front ends on that engine. Outside, it's not raining, it's not hot, it's not cold, it's perfect. So let's see if this starts up and we'll get started. Okay, even though it's undercover, I still put a soup can over the exhaust. I'm on the wrong side for this. It's okay, we'll just set it there. I'm going to leave them parked. I shut the gas off. I'm not going to use them right away. Turn the gas back on. Like that. Okay. Mount up. Watch your head. It's a neutral. Ignition on. Choke. Here we go. Here we go. There we go. Well, that wasn't good. I had one shot and I blew it. All right, I'll run the cord out here, put a charger on it, and get it started. Well, we got I got the battery charger on Krusty, so We'll let that charge, and while we're doing that, we'll get this off. And if Cressy isn't charged up, we will start taking this tire off. Oh, it's always a fight with this rusty stuff, isn't it? Ah, stuck. Of course it's stuck. There we go. Alright, I have a small compressor, and it just kicked on. That's why this thing is starting to slow down. There's a little cheat. Just thread the thing back in there, then wiggle the socket off. There we go. One more. Alright, let's cheat again. Like that. Oh, that one came out. Okay. Unplug that so it's not leaking in my ear. Get stuff out of the way. It's probably rusted on there. Yep, she's stuck. I'll get a pry bar and maybe his hammer, and we'll see if we get that off. Oh, just missed the tripod for the camera. Yet, definitely has some junk on it. So the tire that we're going to put on here, it's just an implement tire. It's not a tractor tire. It's not the tire that's going to stay on here. I just need something that's black, round, and holds air. This tube will hold air, but this tire is not holding the tube. It is so rotten. Right here, it's just rotted out. And all this is just oil from the front end leaking grease over the years. But this is original Firestone gum dipped tire. It's got I mean, they're probably original tires to the tractor from, well, who knows when this front end or what this actually came off of the front end. You know, it might be from the late 40s, early 50s. That's what the tires should look like, with the ribs on the sidewall. Gum dipped right there. Probably can't see it. There's the Firestone. It's a 550/16. It's a 4-ply. For pulling, the smaller amount of plies, the lighter the tire is going to be. The 6-ply is going to weigh more than a 4, and the 8-ply is going to be heavy. But it doesn't matter. We just need one good tire. I'll leave that tire on the other rim. Otherwise, I got to store it somewhere, or store that whole wheel somewhere. I just need one tire to hold the front end up so we can do the engine swap. So let's get this broke down. Okay, so I was watching a YouTube video of another guy, Moline Dan. He works on all Molines pretty much, and he was changing the tire on a plow or something, and he used this tool to break the bead. It's like, what the heck is that? So I went on the interwebs, and I looked up bead breakers, or tire bead breakers, and this shot popped up. Looks similar. I don't know if it's the same brand he has, but it's the same concept. You have this claw here that grabs the rim. This here goes in the bead like this, which this bead's already broke, at least down here. Probably don't even need this thing, although I should make sure that the air's out of that tube. as I yeah, there's still air in it. I may keep that tube. Tire's garbage. I wish it wasn't. I love the look of this tire. Anyway, on the back of this, you can smack it with a hammer to get it in the bead like that. Which I need to grab a hammer. I need to grab a valve stem core remover, and then we'll start working on this. Oh, if you have a use for these little 3M electrical tape cases, but I love storing all my valve stem caps. I have several of these stacked up on the bench. Most of this is valve stem caps, valve stem cores, and miscellaneous. Here's a brass piece that holds like the valve stem and the rear tire rim. They're all plastic now, and this is still a good brass one. So I kept it off some of the tires I got rid of. Last week, Monday, I went and got my dad's dump truck and loaded up all the scrap where Krusty's sitting now. Oh, almost. And went to scrap. And one of those items was a 3-core GM radiator out of a 70s, I don't know, car or pickup. Yeah, that little piece of plastic there is still good. This isn't rotten. There's no solution in it. I'm going to throw that in there and I'm going to keep it. Shake it up. Oh, I have another good valve stem cap off this tube. Put that in there. Set that aside. So anyway, I got $24 in scrap for the radiator alone. And then the rest of it was prep steel, is what they called it, prepped. I had a few rims, no tires. I had some cast iron parts that, and steel parts that didn't need to be prepped. So you get what I got $90 a ton. So I got like 65 bucks total. I don't know if you saw me doing that, but that's what this is for. Not really needed in this application because it's going into the bead. Let's see. And this you can do by hand to start with. This is for the claw. Let's see. Now it wants to stand up. Socket for that, and then we'll show you how to use that bead breaker. With this, see how it stands that up? Now this has 3 feet, 2 that are going to stay in the bead, and the middle one is going to drive down and push the bead down. Take it back off and do the back side.
pick a spot, let the claw hang out in front. Repeat the process, suck the claw down. Oop, wrong way. That sucks that foot in there. Now we're gonna push that third foot down. Pin that holds the nut on. I'm not sure why they use the roll pin instead of welding that on. I might weld that on later, or get a different roll pin. Get this off one more time. Bring this foot back up. And I'll show you right here. This is the foot right here that drives down. Do that real quick. Like that. And that foot, the black foot there, is what's pushing down on the bead. Okay, we're all reset, ready for the next use. Let's get this stuff out of the way. Flip it back over. I don't know how everybody else does it, but I was taught to start the valve stem. Oh, turn that spoon over. Want that bead inside the rim, not on the bead of the rim. That way you get all the extra tire over here, otherwise you're going to fight it and say bad words. You might even learn a few bad words to use while you're doing this. There we go. Take too big of a bite, makes it tougher, which I just did there. Let's take a smaller bite. Oop, almost had it. Not too worried about the tube. If I pinch it, I do. Hope I don't. Probably should be more careful with it if I want to try and save it, but seems like you get a brand new inner tube anymore, and they're cheap. Imported, brand new out of the box, and they might leak. Oh, move you out of the way. They might leak around the valve stem where the valve stem is glued to the tube itself. So yeah, brand new, and they can be bad. I had that problem several years ago already. Probably 10 years ago, maybe 15. Go to the tire store and they would give me the tube I need. I'd go home, install it, and the thing would leak right away. So I'd break it down and try again. Oh yeah, I need to get that tube out. Okay, let's see, I gotta get that valve stem out. That. valve stem out. I don't know if you can see that from over there. Feels like the tube feels like it's rusted to the rim. It's not. Well, here it's coming loose. Let's start over here. We still need to make sure the valve stem is out of the hole of the rim. I don't know what that was. Yeah, I tried blowing this, checking to see if any of these, either one of these two tires would hold air. But with that rot there, this tube actually held air and was expanding, but you could hear the tire starting to crack and rip. It was so rotten. That hole's already there, so. And that's what happens if you let a tire go flat. It sits on the tire for years, it ends up cracking and splitting, ends up rotting there first. Even though the rest of the sidewall looks good, can't fix that. She gone. And there is so much rust in here. I'll have to put the valve stem core back in this. I'll air it up and I'll soap it to see if it's worth saving. For now, I'll throw it in the shop. See, this is what I mean by having the bead of the tire down inside of this. There we go. One tire removed. And there's definitely some scale on here, maybe even part of the tire, the bead of the tire is still on here. So I think what I'll do is I'll probably take this to work because I don't have a needle scaler. So I'll throw this in the truck, take it to work. I'll use the needle scaler, get the majority of this cleaned off before I mount the new tire, and then we'll get a wire wheel on here, clean it up. We'll put some paint on here to help stop the rust from going any farther or continuing. Of course, a lot of this happened because that tire was so flat, just water was getting in past the bead of the tire and sitting in there and never drying out unless it's the dead of summer. Okay, what's the next step? What do you think? I think we should go start working on that. Oh, let's go see if the H will start. Let's do that next. Okay, slight change of plans. Oh, turn that on, turn that on. I'm gonna hose this rim off first. Also, I had to go get Ran off the bus. See how nasty this really is. Oh, some of the rust and some of the smaller chunks, loose chunks off. Yeah, there goes some chunks of rust just with the hose pressure. Yeah, that'll just come right off the needle gun. I don't think we'll have any problems with it. should clean right up. Just a little bend here in the rim, not a big deal. I don't even know if I'm going to use these rims on project or on the pulling tractor. Looks like it still has some decent red paint on it. Needs a little scrubbing, but a little degreasing there. Again, if you haven't been watching, the whole goal is to get Project R down to 3,000 pounds with me on it. Hopefully some movable weight. We'll see how that goes. It's just a starting point. I'm not going to go all out and put the engine in it that I want or build this engine the way I want. It's just going to be a process. It's going to be basically just a down and dirty, anybody can build this. Get an R, get a Z engine, and do a swap. Put the front end under it you want, get the tire sizes that you want. Build your wheelie bars and weight brackets per your club's pulling rules, or whoever you pull with. So yeah, it's just a low buck build. All right, now we'll go see if the H starts. Let's see, we'll just mount up. Charger is still on it. It's been on for, I don't know, half hour, however long it took to get that tire taken off and get ran and rinse that rim off. Got a seat can back here, out of the way. So I already got the fuel on. Crusty run. There's no generator alternator on it, but that battery is like 2011, I believe. It's old battery. I kind of thought it was going to be weak this year. It made it through the pole season, but it's going to be an issue if I need to get into the parts room and it's sitting here at the dead battery and I got to charge it every time. So maybe I have to spend the bucks to get a new battery. I don't want to this time of year, but we'll see. There we go. That's our implement tire. There's our tube. You can see how old it is with the red patch. I'm going to put the old tire in here before I lock it up.
can. Cover up, extra protection. Like I said, even though it's underneath the lean-to. Who knows when the next time I'll start it, so we'll shut the fuel off. That, and if I don't shut the fuel off, then that thing ends up leaking just slowly over time and runs out of gas, and gas ain't cheap. So, all right, let's get back over to the shop. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is figure out which way I want to push that pin to separate the steering shaft from the front end. So I have this that's sticking up, and if I turn the wheel, hard to see, but I have that there. I think the pin came in this way, so I'm going to try driving it that way. Looks like the shorter way out. It's not going to be easy if that shaft is going to jump on me. Moving. There we go. Oh, she popped. I want to get the big punch stuck, so we'll use that one. There we go. Got it. Now I just gotta beat that off of that shaft. Don't know how easy that's gonna be. Okay, I went and got myself blunted and punch. It's long enough I can get past this bracket. Really, I'm gonna take that bracket off eventually. So I do plan on selling this front end. I am not going to need it, I've decided. Well, that's going to be great. That pin came out way easier than I thought it would, but this feels like it's welded to that. So I don't know if I'm going to have to get heat. Definitely some penetrating oil. Yeah, let's get some heat and penetrating oil. Well, I've heated it up a few times. Keep putting penetrating oil in it. I think I'm moving it. Might have gone about a 32nd, maybe a 16th. Telling you, with rust, you have to be patient. Eventually it will give. Yeah, it is a beast to mess with. I think it's really starting to move. I'm going to turn that steering shaft, hit on a different spot, quarter turn, hit on it some more. Turn it some more, and the quarter turn. I'm looking for movement in the hole where that pin was. It looks like she's moving. I hope it's moving. Turn it again. We're just going to keep repeating the cycle until we get it off of there. So I'll bring you back when you get closer. Well, we're making progress now. So using the chisel and it bouncing all over, digging in, just taking two 2 hammers, mallets, whatever. Ow, sledgehammers. 2-pounders. There we go. Now we're making smooth movement. There's the other hole. I don't know if you can see it from there. There's that hole, there's that hole. Just about out. Rotate it. Oh, it's still turning. Still turning that tire. It's still on there good. Just about got her. Boy, that thing is on good because it's barely hanging on to that shaft and it's still turning that tire. There we go. Look at that. Ain't flopping nothing around no more. Well, get you back up to me. Oop. Hi. So we didn't get as far as I'd hoped. We did make some progress. I know I got to clean that wheel before I put that junk tire on. That other front end. Got the steering shaft off. So now it's just a matter of 4 bolts. Oh, hi. Getting carried away. Forget that I'm talking to you guys or trying to show you something. I got 4 bolts holding that front end on, and I think that is it. The steering shaft was going to be the hardest part. We got it. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Oh, there's only 3 bolts. It's supposed to be 4. One's missing. So this is a ZAU tractor. Z is the model, U is the type of front end. So it's supposed to have a narrow front end on it, but somebody switched it years ago to ZA, or to an N front end. N stands for single for Minneapolis Moline. So it's not the original front end of this tractor. The rear end's already been taken apart some for parts before I got the tractor. Could it be saved? It could. And I have a hard time doing it because I like things original. But I'm not going to do that with this one. Somebody out there was interested in this single front end. If you want to pay $200 for this front end, I'll get it on a pallet strapped down. Whoever wants it pays the shipping. I will get it on the truck or wherever it needs to get picked up. I will get it loaded and sent off to you. But you got to figure out the shipping. The engine, Project R, pulling tractor, the rear end. Like I said, I'm going to pull the parts off of it and I'm going to send that thing in scrap and get it out of here. So I think that's it for this video. Oh, before you see me again working on this project, I have one more pull to show, and that is the Northwest Fall Nationals. So probably this will come up on Wednesday. So on Saturday, hopefully I'll have Saturday or Sunday. Hopefully I have things edited to where I can start showing the Fall National pull. Then after that pull, we're done till April or May, hopefully. That'll be the next pull that I get to in Othello, Washington. We'll see how that works out. Who knows what gets in the way. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.